What does it really take to start an NEMT business with a single van? Millions of Americans miss medical opportunities every single year because they have no way to get there. That's not just a healthcare problem, that's a business opportunity. Starting an NEMT business with a single van puts you directly in the middle of the gap. But what does it really take? More than most people think and less than most people fear. A minimum viable NEMT operation using an ambulatory van can launch for as little as $15,000 to $30,000 all in. But the number one mistake beginners make isn't the startup cost. It's running trips before Medicaid enrollment is confirmed and not getting paid for any of it. I've helped people navigate this across multiple channels, and the ones who win set up the compliance first and the van second. Think of NEMT like a vending machine contract. You don't get paid until you're approved to operate. This is for the entrepreneur ready to get approved right away. My name is Geoff Cole. I run richgulffinder.com, and I've spent years helping small business owners land government contracts. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to start a legitimate NEMT business, and more importantly, how to use it as a direct path into federal contracts that pay you month after month, year after year. Let's start with the basics. What is NEMT? NEMT stands for Non-Emergency Medical Transportation. It is a federal mandate Medicaid benefit that provides rides to people who can't get themselves to medical appointments. Dialysis, physical therapy, mental health care, prescription pickups. These are people who are elderly, disabled, or low income. And without your van, they don't go. According to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, roughly 4 million Americans miss or delay critical medical appointments every year due to transportation barriers. That gap is your market. The NEMT industry is currently valued between $9.8 billion and $11.8 billion and is projected to reach between $15 billion and $19.9 billion by 2030. This is not a fad. This is a growing government-backed industry with real recurring money in it. Step 1, form your LLC and get your EIN. Before you touch a van, you need a legal business entity. Form an LLC in your state. Then get your EIN, your employee identification number. It's free, takes minutes, online at irs.gov. Your LLC and your EIN are what everything else is built on. No LLC, no enrollment, no payment. Do this first.
Hold up, real quick. I'm doing a live training this week, and I'm going to show you exactly how small business owners are using the right strategy to land contracts worth $500,000 and more right now. Not theory, not textbook stuff, real contracts, real money. The same kind I've been winning since 2015. Link in the description and pinned comment. It's live on Zoom. Bring your questions, bring your doubts, bring whatever's been holding you back, because I've been exactly where you are. Not contract ready, no money for a hotel, borrowing cash from family members just to execute my first food contract. And I'm going to show you how to get to the other side without figuring it all out the hard way. And here's what everybody who shows up is getting. The exact blueprint I use to find, bid, and win government contracts, plus exclusive early access to richgulffinder.com. It's a platform I built because I got tired of watching people waste hours digging through government websites with no real strategy and nothing to show for it. This thing pulls real opportunities, federal, state, local. Over 26,000 live contracts matched to your business, updated every few hours. You don't hunt for the money finds you. I'm only giving this blueprint away at the training, so reserve your spot. Link in the description and pin comment below. Write it down, set your alarm, tell somebody. I'll see you there.
Step 2, get your NPI number. Your NPI number is your permanent healthcare provider identification. You cannot bill Medicaid without one. This is called a National Provider Identifier, and you apply for it through the NPPES portal at nppes.cms.hhs.gov. It's free. It takes 2 to 5 business days. Most NEMT businesses need Type 2 NPI registration to your LLC, not Type 1, which is for individual providers. When you apply, you will select taxonomy code 3439000X. That's the classification specifically for non-emergency medical transportation by van. Do this the same day you form your LLC. Don't wait. Step 3, enroll as a Medicaid provider. This is a step that separates the people who get paid from the people who won't. Becoming an NEMT provider means completing medical provider enrollment, obtaining your NPI number, meeting your state's license requirements, and registering with NEMT broker networks. The full process takes 60 to 120 days. Read that again, 60 to 120 days, that is your dead zone. The window between applying and being approved where you cannot bill Medicaid. The strategies that work during the period include subcontracting under enrollment NEMT provider during your enrollment wait, serving private paid clients including dialysis patients and skilled nurses facilities, and getting broker contracts that don't require Medicaid enrollment yet. The enrollment process is free in every state, but the requirements vary. Some states like Colorado had moratoriums on new enrollment due to fraud concerns. Always check with your state Medicaid office before you assume you can enroll right now. Every state has its own portal. Texas providers enroll through TMHP. Florida's go through AHCH. New York through EMEDNY. Look up your state portal and start the application the same week you get your NPI. Step 4, get your vehicle and insured. A single vehicle ambulatorily startup, meaning your transportation people who can walk, typically runs $15,000 to $30,000 all in. A wheelchair accessible van operator usually requires $30,000 to $50,000. If you are starting with minimum capital, start ambulatorial. Use van, clean title, reliable engine. You can add wheelchair capability later once you start generating revenue. To transport people for medical appointments as a for-hire NEMT provider, you need commercial, auto liability insurance with a for-hire passenger endorsement at a $1 million CSL minimum. General liability insurance at $1 million per occurrence and $2 million aggregated. Workers' compensation for any W-2 employees and hired and non-owned auto coverage. Personal auto insurance does not cover paid EMT trips. Do not run a single trip without the right coverage in place. First-year operators face insurance down payments of 20 to 35% of the annual premium due to policies binding. Budget for that upfront cost. Step 5, register with NEMT brokers. In most states, Medicaid NEMT services are managed through transportation brokers. Companies like MTM, Motivate Care, and MAS, these brokers sit between the state Medicaid program and the individual transportation providers. They assign the trips and process the payments. The broker-approved process generally takes 4 to 12 weeks, including application review, background checks, vehicle inspections, ADA compliance checks, and final system setups. Identify the active broker in your state early. Apply to all of them. More brokers relationships means more trips assigned to you. Now, here's where it gets serious. Everything I just described, the LOC, the NPI, the Medicaid enrollment, the insurance, the broker and registration, that is the foundation. That is how you get into the Medicaid pipeline and start receiving trips. But Medicaid is not the ceiling, it's the floor. The real money is in NEMT government contracted, specifically federal contracted through the Department of Veteran Affairs. The VA is one of the largest buyers non-emergency medical transportation in the country. Veterans need rides to VA medical centers, clinics, physical therapy, dialysis, services you're already equipped to provide. And the VA contracts these services out to private companies through sam.gov. Here's what makes the difference from every gig app and medical broker assignment you will ever take. The VA solicits NEMT services under NAICS code 485991 and structures these as 5-year contracts with a base year and 4 option years. That means one contract bid can produce 5 years of consistent, predictable government revenue without recompeting. That is not a one-time trip. That is a business. And here's who gets priority of these contracts. VA NEMT contracts are specifically set aside for service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses and veteran-owned small businesses under the VA Vet First program. If you are a veteran, this is your lane. Competition is dramatically smaller than the open market. One active VA NEMT contract for wheelchair transportation in Eastern Tennessee estimated annual trips between 10,000 and 12,000 with a prior contract value of approximately $8.63 million over a contract period. That is what a single transportation contract at the VA level looks like. These contracts are posted on sam.gov. They show up as sources sought notices first. The government putting out market research to find qualified small business before they write the final solicitation. That sources sought is your door. Respond to it. Introduce yourself to contract officers. Get in the conversation before the solicitation drops. By the time everyone else is writing a proposal, you're already built the relationship. If you want to find these contracts without spending hours searching on sam.gov manually, go to richgovfinder.com. It pulls from official government portals, federal, state, and local, over 26,000 live contracts updated every 4 hours, matched to your NEMT code and business type. You filter by your transportation, your state, your set aside, the opportunities come to you. You don't hunt for them. The right order of operations here is the sequence that actually works. Week 1, form your LLC, apply for your EIN, apply for your NPI number, and then start your state medical provider enrollment. All 4 of these happening simultaneously. Do not do them one at a time. Month 1 and 2, get your vehicle, get your commercial insurance, register the NEMT broker in your state, and start taking private paid trips while your Medicaid enrollment process. Month 2 to 4, Medicaid enrollment is active. You're receiving broker assignment trips. You're documenting every ride, every on-time pickup, every cleanup job. That document is your past performance. Month 4 and beyond, you have 90 days of documented trips history. Your business is established. Your sam.gov is registered as active. Now you start responding to sources sought notices for VA transportation contracts. You are no longer just a Medicaid subcontractor. You are a government contractor with proof of performance and a shot at 5-year federal deal. That is the play. Medicaid gets you paid now. Government contracts get you paid for years. What you need to compete for VA contracts: active LLC, registered in your state, an EIN for the IRS, sam.gov entity registration, free officials 7 to 10 business days, but plan 2 to 4 weeks, commercial vehicle insurance with for-hire passenger endorsement, 90 or more days of documented transportation history, and if you're a veteran, your VOSB or SDVOSB certification through the SBA's My SBA certifications portal. That certification is not just checkbox. Certified SDVOSBs can compete for federal sole source and set-aside contracts across the entire federal government, not just the VA. It is a competitive weapon. Use it. The NEMT industry exists because millions of Americans can't get to their own doctor appointments. You can fix that problem and build a real business at the same time. But the people who win in this space are the ones who set up the compliance before they run a single trip. Document everything from day one and use a track record to go after federal contracts that nobody else in their market is even thinking about. Go to richgovfinder.com right now and search NEMT code 485991. See what the VA transportation contracts are active in your state. That is not a theory. Those are real contracts with real money attached to them. Posted on the official federal contracting portal, waiting for a qualified small business to respond. Stop waiting. Start building. Link to my live training is in the description and pinned in the comments. I'll see you there. Drop comments below.